Raise your hand if you like to sand. What are you doing?
Well, I'm not raising my hand because I don't like to sand. No. But it is something that we all have to do.
Necessary evil.
In the shop. So, well, I'm screwing around with different hook and loop sandpapers today.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, it's all on hook and loop sandpaper for a 5-inch random orbit sander.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I usually use, what you got right there.
Yep. This is kind of my go-to sandpaper as well. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple of reasons why. And one of them is that you can get it in a 50-pack.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's nice because like at the home centers, you can get the 3, 6, 10 packs.
Maybe.
They're expensive. These are a good value because you get 50 discs in each box.
I agree. And 8-hole, I know there's an 8-hole and a 5-hole, and you can ask me how I know that. Because
he probably bought the 5-hole for his 8-hole sander.
That's exactly what I did. And I couldn't take it back, so I've got to make it work somehow, but
yeah.
It doesn't very well.
The other thing I like about this sandpaper is that it is very high quality sandpaper. Lasts a long time.
It is good.
You know, it's better. It's way better than your average sandpaper. So,
right.
But I found some other sandpapers that I thought were interesting.
Oh, cool. What'd you find?
Well, the first one that I found is this Norton ProSand. Comes in a 3-pack and a 10-pack. Very similar in the way it sands compared to the Mirka. Lasts about the same time. Does a good job sanding.
Right.
You know, so no problems there. But there's definitely a difference.
Yeah, I see that. They call that a multi-air, it looked like. So it's got plenty of holes there for you.
It does, yeah. So anyway, nice thing about that, and I know you've probably experienced this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, trying to line up these holes and get your sandpaper on straight is a deal, especially if you bought the 5-hole. It always takes Dennis a long time.
Yeah.
This is multi-hole or multi-air is what Norton calls it. And you can just slap it on there, and it works really on about any sander then.
Yeah, that's almost worth its weight in gold right there, just being able to do that.
Yeah. If you got a 5-hole sander, it doesn't matter. You know, I've seen some sanders that have like a little slot in the pad as well. It would work just fine with those as well. So I tried this compared to the Mirka. Didn't see really any differences in sanding quality. They last about the same length of time as well.
Okay.
Every bit as good as the Mirka, but, you know, we were talking about, you know, you could buy those in a 50-pack. Well, these do just come in a 3-pack and a 10-pack. And the reason that I like this is that, like, if you're going to go 40 grit or 60 grit,
sure,
a grit that maybe you don't use that much.
Right.
I don't want to buy a 50-pack of that.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't use much 40.
Yeah.
And the 60 lasts me a while, too.
Right. So, yeah, you know, here we have yet another river table. And we did have to sand with, I believe, 60 grit to start off with to get everything level. So you just get a couple of packs, a couple of 3-packs, and you're good to go.
So that's kind of handy in
it
and of
is,
itself.
yeah.
Yep. So I see you also have some Abranet there. Now, I've never used that at all. How did you like that?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting stuff. I know you and I have talked to the guys out on the floor about this stuff. This sandpaper is actually designed for Mirka's high-end random orbit sander.
Oh, sure.
So, but it will work on a standard random orbit sander as well. The interesting thing is, it's almost transparent. You can just about see through it.
Sure.
You can look at it up in the light there like that. So it's kind of like just a bunch of little fibers crisscrossed, kind of like what a window screen would be.
Yeah.
And then they apply that sandpaper coating to those fibers. So when it comes to dust collection, this stuff is king. So like if you're sanding like this river tabletop, you almost can't see any dust.
Man, that'd be handy. And again, that's a big deal too.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, especially if you're working in an environment, let's say you're doing a home improvement project, redoing your kitchen, something like that, this would definitely be a great way to go.
Yeah, I could see that.
Another interesting thing is that they say that this will last 3 to 5 times longer than standard sandpapers.
Yeah? What's the cost?
Well,
How does
it's
it compare?
about twice the cost.
Oh, so see, everything kind of works itself out.
Yeah, so a little more expensive, but you can definitely go a little bit longer. Well, quite a bit longer with this sandpaper. Here again, I did a lot of sanding with this paper. It has very good sanding qualities. I only used one piece to just clean up
Oh, is that
this
right?
river tabletop. You would run this through your drum sander
Right.
to flatten it out. So I started with 100 grit. I sanded probably about 10 minutes, and the sandpaper's still pretty much like new. It's
So
going to
what you're
last a long
telling me-
time.
What you're telling me is that the next river table I make, and you know there will be one.
Yeah.
That this I
In case
need
you
to-
didn't know, Dennis is a river table guy.
But I'll have to experiment with that then, eh?
You should. You need this paper, Dennis.
You know, you can never
You
have
need more tools.
you can never have enough sandpaper.
There is one caveat to this.
Okay, what's that?
This is hook and loop sandpaper, and you can theoretically attach it directly to your random orbit pad.
Oh, okay.
But they say if you do that, the hooks on your pad will wear out sooner.
Oh, it'll come through that mesh, huh?
Yeah, those little hooks seem to kind of poke through
Yeah, you
a
wouldn't
little
think
bit.
that, but
So Mirka's got it covered on that. They make an adapter that goes on first.
okay.
Yeah, and that'll protect your hook and loop pad
Well,
on your
that's-
sander.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and this version has 8 holes, so you can just line those up. I mean, I think even Dennis could do it.
I could do it.
See how
I
easy that
could
is,
do it.
Dennis? And then, voila, your sandpaper goes on top, and you're good to go. That way you won't wear that pad out.
Right, good.
They also make another one that has kind of a random hole pattern, you know, for like 5 hole or whatever. Another cool thing that I found is this foam backed one. And I think this one would be kind of handy for like contoured surfaces
yeah, it
and
would
stuff
be,
like
wouldn't
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
might-
it'd give you a little cushion, you know, if you were wanting to dig into certain areas or go around corners and stuff like that.
Right.
This might be a pretty nice little pad. It's great that Mirka has these adapters to work with this paper because, like I said, it's great stuff. It comes in both 10 packs as well as a 50 pack as
Well,
well.
there you go.
So yeah, make sure and take a look at all of our sandpaper. We have boatloads of sandpaper on our website, all different kinds of sandpaper.
Exactly. And who doesn't love sandpaper?
Dennis loves sandpaper. So anyway, make sure and check it out at thewoodsmithstore.com.